welcome everybody to the Life and Times of Kat and Jeff. I am your host, Kat, aka the Moonchild.
I'm Jeff, aka the Bold 182.
What are we going to talk about today?
Well, we're going to talk about that wrestling promotion Wasteland, or the Island of Misfit Toys of Wrestlers, with the three horrible letters of AEW.
Now, I know there's a lot of AEW fans.
I don't care.
There's a lot of wrestlers that I do enjoy that are on AEW, but I just don't get it. I just don't.
No structure, no storylines, nothing compelling. Lack of characterization. What? Timeless Tony Storm? Or, and also, it's just that you guys want to just bash on your competition without even just ignoring that competition and just being yourself.
I think that's been the biggest problem for me for AEW since it started 6 years ago. Is it's always been, let me bash WWE, let me bash WWE, let me bash WWE. And sure, in 2019, we all had very many questions when it came to WWE and their booking. Absolutely. In 2018 to 2019, everybody had those questions. Everybody was wondering that. But the problem became AEW started here and then just stayed here. And then their biggest problem became the egos.
And we're not talking about all ego Ethan Page. He actually did something great. Went to WWE.
Where he's been shining in NXT. But honestly, one thing is, I have to agree with CM Punk. It's a freaking playground there. And one of the things I remember is even watching an interview with your AEW champion, Jon Moxley, that has literally gone on record to go, AEW has the most dramatic locker room, high school style drama locker room.
Yeah, a dramatic
than I've ever been in. I was even in WWE, and it's like, that's not a good thing. That looking at the fact that you're sitting here saying that it's all about, I was so popular in the indies, look at me.
And they think that blood is
and they peaked in the indies, and then that was it. Becomes the problem. And then you've got egos like Mercedes Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks. And one person sat there and said this, and I laugh. And they're like, because they're talking about Jamie Hayter versus Mercedes Moné.
Give her more belts, please. Give her the men's belts, too.
Right? And someone goes, Jamie Hayter is the Becky Lynch, and Mercedes Moné is the Charlotte Flair. No, Mercedes Moné is the Sasha Banks. Wait, that was her.
That was the same person, yes. And
the Snoop Dogg is my cousin, so I'm the...
But hey, there's plenty of Nepo babies in wrestling.
You know, congratulations. Yeah, Snoop Dogg was your cousin, and your daddy fucking left your mommy.
Ooh, shots fired. I thought
and we just all because of the fact that he didn't want to raise you.
Oh,
and your brother.
Also, we would be talking about other things. We would like to talk about your wrestling ability, Mrs. Mercedes Moné, but you got none.
She peaked in NXT, and that's where she has continuously stayed. And now she's just like, I'm 10 times better because I can do whatever I want. You're all about the money. And you love to flaunt the fact that you were on the Mandalorian show. Congratulations, you were on Mandalorian.
Wow, you gave a tornado DDT to Boba Fett.
But okay. You literally act like your shit don't stink and you're the best thing in the entire world. And you know what? I kind of think Becky Lynch is trying to, do kind of that. It's all about me, brother. As is Charlotte. Because the women's division is growing immensely. But
WWE, yes.
I kind of have to agree with Becky. I wonder if Bayley's sister pays $99.99 just to talk to her best friend.
Besides the point, this is all about AEW. All right? Yeah, we were just basically talking about, Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné, aka Snoop Dogg's cousin, aka I got all the freaking belts in the world because I'm the #1 big star in professional wrestling. No, you are not. And AEW sucks. And I wish people could freaking get that through their heads. Quit being a bunch of brain dead sycophants and understand that WWE is
dare
premier
people
wrestling.
to sit here and tell me that in AEW's history they can name one of the greatest matches of AEW. And also tell you right now, the only greatest match that I've ever seen in all the times that I've watched AEW was Dustin versus Cody in their first Double or Nothing.
There's story to that, and there's actually been story long before AEW was a gleam in its eye.
It went downhill
Tony Khan's eye.
the minute Cody Rhodes walked away, because the fact that Cody Rhodes' idea and his plan was to give indie stars a shot that weren't getting a shot in WWE. WWE was overlooking to try and give them an outlet to sit there and become shine. An amazing concept. Except you've got the egos of the Young Bucks that only care about their friends. And it becomes a massive problem.
Like what CM Punk said, they couldn't even manage a Target.
They probably couldn't.
No, or a paper bag.
The biggest thing is there's so many things going wrong because the fact that it's like, oh, it's so great. Look at all this. Look at all these matches they're putting together.
I would say though, when I watched, I think it was Dynamite or Rampage, or one of the shows. I lose track, but there was one between Will Ospreay and Brody King.
It was Collision.
That was Collision.
Rampage is dead.
No, it was around December when I watched that
Rampage
match.
was still dead. So it was Collision.
See, I thought it was either Collision or Dynamite, but I saw that match. It was freaking awesome. But here's the thing. Where was the structure? Where's the story? You guys really need a creative team, all right? Or you could just keep going on being AEW, and it stands for All X WWE.
It stands for, let's go out and party on Jericho's cruise.
Oh, yeah, that washed up has-been.
The biggest thing is, they even showed it during Brandy and Cody's show that literally flopped Rhodes on top. And the only reason why it flopped was because of the fact that AEW didn't know how to properly promote it. And as Cody even said, AEW was determined to make it Miz and Mrs. instead of letting Cody and Brandy just do their own thing and sit there and show their relationship and their dynamic. They were trying to make them Mike and Maurice.
Well, Tony Khan wants to be Vince McMahon when he vowed not to be. But then again, you are.
Thanks, Dad.
Yep, thanks, Dad. I know somebody who's a fan of a fan of that team, this team I'm about to mention. But yeah, that's really cool that your father, he runs a really crappy football team. And you run a really crappy wrestling company.
Sorry, Wade, we love you.
I'm sorry, I'm a Niners fan, and I'm a WWE fan, and I like TNA. I used to like Ring of Honor, and now AEW's got their stink all over it. So...
Well, going back to what I was saying, was the biggest thing with AEW is they allow them to just party in the backstage and just drink. That was why it was that Moxie and Saturn even wrote in his book. He was able to continue being his alcoholic self. Was because of being able to, the minute he got out of the ring, he was able to go drink beers and drink Jack Daniels and drink all this alcohol.
I know,
in the locker room.
Reliving the old territory days.
There's a reason why we have a show called Dark Side of the Ring. Because of the fact that we allowed these people to sit there and do all these things. That's why we had so many problems with all these wrestlers. And they're losing all these legends. Because they were all too busy sitting there partying it up.
Hey, yeah, I just want to say about AEW match. There was one with the pull of mimosa or something, and it looked like pee to me. And that's the symbolization of AEW right there. I could go on forever.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre mask?
Well, they're promoting the video game with Jeff Jarrett's wife, who used to be ex-Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's wife.
She was the final girl, the it girl
Yeah,
that was being killed.
she was trying to dress up like Jessica Biel from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake from 2003. And no, you're not, honey. You know, you wish you were still 45.
Other things we wanted to recently talk about because we haven't posted an episode in a while. Let's talk about the releases that just happened.
Yeah, I don't entirely agree with it because there's some of them there that I actually like. It really sucks.
But I think they'll have some great opportunities elsewhere.
Just
hoping not AEW.
because that's what CM Punk said. CM Punk said, stay away from TK. Not TKO, TK as in Tony Khan. And just don't be conned by him to be with AEW. So, I was just heartbroken about the releases. Because I like Gigi Dolan. I like Cora Jade. You know, that's real. And one of my personal favorites, Shotzi Blackheart. She gets released too. You know.
Shotzi was the best. She's absolutely amazing.
Oh God, I just hope I hope not. She doesn't go to AEW. You know,
I don't think that would work for her.
TNA is like right there, you guys, and TNA is working with WWE.
I mean, come on, we just had Elijah just show up in TNA.
Hey.
And what happened, what literally happened in the middle of him sitting there having his entrance, fans were chanting Elias. And they had to mute the fans because they were chanting Elias.
When, yeah, he only goes by Elijah.
And then they sat there and started chanting, "Welcome home."
She's still under contract with TNA. Which, you know. Hey, I'm just saying, this crossover with TNA and WWE is freaking awesome. You know, the AEW, they wish they did something like this with the Ring of Honor. No, you just desecrated Ring of Honor, the name of it, and everything. Thanks to the Young Bucks and Tony Khan.
Even Kenny Omega has spoken out that he doesn't understand half the things. You know?
Kenny Omega, who could
You guys wanted so badly of Adam Cole. What's going on with Adam Cole right now? Hell, y'all wanted Keith Lee. Where the hell has that guy been?
Or where was Miro before he went back to WWE as Rusev?
Bulgaria? Because Tony Khan didn't even realize he was still on the roster?
Yeah. See, no, that's what he does. That's what he does.
He literally got us in the middle of a media scrum.
No, that's what he does. When these WWE wrestlers get released, he goes, oh, pick it up. Hey, he got released. Pick him up. Hey, he got released too. Pick him up. Pick him up. Pick him up.
But that's literally what happened. During a media scrum last year, a fan asked, or a news reporter asked, about Miro. And he's like, oh, I have no idea anything. He goes, oh, I totally forgot Miro was even still with us. And Miro goes, I've been out on injury this entire time since I last wrestled Andrade in Andrade's last match there.
Mm-hmm. He went back to WWE
Yeah.
after being in with AEW.
You got Ruby Soho on
Maternity leave.
maternity leave. You had Saraya until August, and Saraya chose to, after Sandler saying that her contract was up in August, Saraya turned around and left. You had a perfect opportunity of a storyline, and you proceeded to sit there and say you didn't see how that could work, when Saraya said to you, hey, you know a great storyline you can do for this women's division that can literally tell an entire story? Saraya versus the woman that put her in retirement, Mercedes Moné. How do you not see a storyline there? It fucking writes itself.
That's too clever.
That is the woman that fucking injured her and nearly cost her life.
That is just, I told you, it's just too smart for them to realize that they had a storyline like that and build it up to a pay-per-view and everything, you have it there, and you guys just
You
freaking
had a
blew
great
it.
fucking storyline with Mariah May and Tony Storm, and you fucking killed it so early.
AEW,
That was honestly like the best storyline that they had. And then they refused to make that the main event of their pay-per-view.
AEW is the old yeller of wrestling right now. Someone's just gonna have to. When is it gonna be put down? And wasting the lives of all this great talent.
Yeah, you have, people like Tay Mello, who people are like, oh, she's still on maternity leave. Her kid's about to be two.
Yeah, but she never stepped one foot in AEW.
Tay Mello? Yes, she did.
Oh wait, are you talking about? Never mind.
Sammy Guevara's wife, Tay Mello.
No, I thought you were talking about Carmella. I'm so sorry.
No, not Carmella.
I got it confused. All right, I'm sure there's people going to be on the comment board calling Jeff an idiot. But I've been watching wrestling since the 80s. I grew up watching Saturday Night's Main Event. That to me, that was wrestling to me. That's why I loved wrestling. And
you're still stuck in the 80s at times.
No, I also went through the New Generation era, the Attitude era, the Ruthless Aggression era. Yeah, now in the PG era, and whatever this era is, the Netflix era.
It's the Netflix PG era.
No, Netflix. We're not going to call it PG.
It is still PG.
We're not calling it PG.
It's still PG.
No, it's not. It's going back to it, though.
It was never not the PG era.
I'm sorry, how is it PG with Cody Rhodes saying the F word towards The Rock?
Because they're allowed to say one cuss word each show.
Or the Bad Blood match. The Hell in a Cell match.
They were able to get away with that, yes.
Drew McIntyre.
But cuss words, they're allowed to say one cuss word each show.
Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Yeah. No, I was just saying that how bloody that match was. That is not PG.
Yeah, that was also because Drew McIntyre screwed up.
That is not a PG rated match. So I'm just saying. That's besides the point. Is not no, it's proven that they're not competition.
Many people will disagree with you. The AEW diehards are going to completely disagree. And you can disagree, but I'm still standing by my statement. If you're going to compare WWE to what WWE was in 2019, 2018, 2017, when they did the whole thing with Mox where they turned him heel and it was absolutely fucking terrible, then you're not watching the show now. Because in the Paul Levesque era, because that's what we're really in, is we're in the Paul Levesque era, things are changing, things are evolving, because we're focused more on everything. The biggest thing is, it's really sad. When I've watched a video of Ricochet's promo on AEW, and then I watched the promos that Pat McAfee, a fucking punter for the Indiana Colts, that is now a commentator, have a 10 times better fucking promo than Ricochet.
No, let's give what's credit's due with Ricochet. He is athletic. He can do high-flying moves, but he's got no charisma or any other kind of thing. He's not good at the mic. And really,
he might as well just leave it to his wife, because it's obviously what she's good at.
Don't care who he's married to. All right, AEW.
You didn't even get my joke, sir.
I didn't get my joke. I didn't get your joke. What joke was I listening to?
I said because it's obviously what she's good at.
Oh, I don't want to do any of those jokes. Right, we're trying to talk about AEW.
I'm not trying to talk about AEW anymore. You are.
All right, this is all about AEW. Okay, it's not going to take WWE out of business. It's not going to. If they could have just think of themselves as the brand, alternative brand to WWE, I'm sure they'll get somewhere.
I think the biggest thing is the fact that AEW stars should not be questioned and asked things about WWE, and WWE stars should not be asked about AEW. I don't like AEW, but I love what one person said and said, can we just love wrestling? Can we just seriously love wrestling? And tying back to wrestling, what do you think of the Evolve Championships?
Those championships do look cool. I love how they look artistically. They look freaking awesome.
I'm kind of excited to sit there and see what the AEW championships and who becomes the inaugural champions. I'm also interested to see what they're gonna do with the WWE ID title belts, because they do have also the WWE ID title belts.
Yeah.
And different things going on. Like now, we're having history being made on May 25th Battleground with Joe Hendry putting the TNA title on the line in an not an AEW. Thank you for messing me up there, sir. So you kept talking about AEW.
Get AEW's name out of your fucking mouth.
The NXT's Battleground pay-per-view. Or PLE as it's called now.
Yeah, in Tampa. There's going to be 4 events in Tampa that are going to be WWE. Yes, WWE, I love it. Alright? Even when it was back...
Phoenix, Arizona, there's going to be AEW double or nothing. Because they stopped coming to Vegas because they realized Vegas didn't...
Or we can get more...
sell out.
Get more timeless Tony Storm. Chin up, tits out, whatever the fuck. I don't know. And I also would like to say she's more butt.
Yeah.
But I don't. Though I don't want to say anything rude, crude, and have us get flagged. So, I think we said enough things, about, shitting on AEW.
Yeah. I guess that's what he was deciding this whole episode was about tonight. Any good movies you watched recently?
Yeah, I just watched Havoc with Tom Hardy. That's on Netflix. It is a Netflix movie. If you are a huge fan of action movies and and with some blood and guts thrown in there too as well, yeah, you should watch it. It is a good old fashioned, just a hard boiled action flick. And yes, Tom Hardy is a freaking amazing action star. Just, check it out. It's on Netflix.
Nice. I just recently watched the Sister Wives episode that was hard, a difficult one. And if you or anybody you know have any struggles, you can always text or call 988 for someone to always be there for you.
Yeah, usually I would make fun of Cody's hair and his big bald spot, but not this time because of what really happened. A real tragedy did happen with Garrison, who's part of the family. Yeah, that's incredibly sad. So, but I hope in the near future I can continue making fun of how Cody would talk and how he expresses things, and I like to hear more about his pecs and abs. So,
alrighty then. Anything else you want to add to the podcast?
In the future, I would like to watch that movie Sinners when I see it.
I told you to go.
I know, but I've been busy. I will go see it. That's what I want to see. I also want to. There's a lot of other movies coming out, so when I see them, I will talk to you about them. Also, real quick, there's an old slasher flick from 1976 called The Town That Dreaded Sundown. Check that out. It's on Tubi, 1976 version. There's also a remake that was from 2014, which I have not seen. Alrighty, moving on.
Moving on. Nothing going on with me because I'm just a mom. Alrighty, y'all. Have a good one, and see you guys next time for the Life and Times of Kat and Jeff.
And my closing argument, fuck AEW.
Okay.